Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back another video day. And today, the Philadelphia 76ers are re-signing Kelly Oubre Jr. to a 3-year, $16.3 million deal with a player option that comes after the third year. Ooh, I love this. I love this signing for the 76ers. Look, I would have loved this signing if it was more expensive, but for the price that Philadelphia is re-signing Kelly Oubre at is absolutely a steal. I mean, and it just shows what Philadelphia is about to do, in my opinion. This just proves that Philadelphia is getting ready to give a huge contract to Paul George, because if they weren't, Kelly Oubre Jr. would not be taking a pay cut, only making $5.4 million a year. Kelly Oubre Jr., who, played this season with the 76ers, 68 games, 52 starts, was mainly starting at small forward, but did play a little bit of shooting guard for the 76ers this year. 30 minutes per game, field goal percentage 44%. From three, he shot 32%. He averaged 15.4 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 1.1 steals per game, nearly 1 block per game. I love this re-addition for the 76ers. And look, I think it's a good chance you probably still see him in the starting lineup. I wouldn't be surprised if the Paul George signing happens. That means Tobias Harris is leaving. I think that would happen regardless of Paul George coming there or not. But Tyrese Maxey at point guard, and I think, yes, Eric Gordon could be a candidate for that shooting guard position. If they re-sign Buddy Hield, he could be a candidate. But you could use Kelly Oubre at the shooting guard, and then, of course, Paul George at the small forward. Paul George would be at the small forward, and then Joel would be at the center position. And I don't know who would be at the power forward, because Batum would obviously be a candidate, but he's likely to leave the 76ers. So I guess you could just move Oubre to the small forward and or power forward, and then Paul George is in that same lineup at the power forward position. I mean, I don't see the Clippers using Paul George at power forward. So maybe possibly you see Oubre at shooting guard or Paul George at shooting guard, and then vice versa. And then they sign a power forward, because right now there's not really another power forward on their roster. There's only 8 guys on this roster, might I add. Right now, the only 8 players actively on this roster for the 76ers: Tyrese Maxey, Eric Gordon, Kelly Oubre Jr., Paul Reed, Joel Embiid, Jared McCain, Andre Drummond, and Ricky Council. So there's not a lot of players active on this roster. So if Oubre stayed in the starting lineup, Paul George has entered into the starting lineup. Of course, Maxey and Embiid stay in the starting lineup. There's not really anyone at the power forward position or at the shooting guard position if you move Paul George or Oubre to the 4, if possible. I guess you could put Paul Reed at the 4, but obviously I don't think that's going to happen. I think they'd rather bring someone in. So I'm interested to see obviously Gordon could be at the 2 next to Maxey, and then you could have Paul George and Oubre next to Embiid, but I don't think the Sixers would want Oubre or Paul George at power forward. So I feel like Philadelphia is going to add in Paul George and then potentially add in someone else. But we know that probably not going to be Nicholas Batum, knowing he's probably leaving. There's a bunch of moves that still will happen for Philadelphia, even after a Paul George signing, just to the fact that, they only have 8 guys on their roster right now. There's 15. You need 15 in the, in the regular season. Right now, they only have a little bit more than half of their roster full. Let me know your thoughts on the signing for the 76ers in the comment section, and peace out.